Yo, what's going on, guys? He's back with the most anticipated video for most of you. The New York Rangers off-season primer, off-season outlook, postseason outlook, whatever the you want to call it. CJets is doing it. We are finally going to go over the New York Rangers. Whoop-de-freaking-doo. My favorite team, and I often question why. Now, I'm going to try to keep this video as unbiased as possible. I'm going to be legit. I am not going to say I hate players. That is a lie. I'm gonna try to just be, like a neutral fan. I'm gonna try to be a hockey fan here more than I am a Ranger fan. So we're gonna go over this team. First, we're gonna look at the regular season. Then we're gonna look at the off season. And then we're gonna look at the playoffs. And we're gonna look at the off season. So first and foremost, this hockey DB is open in case we need to search for any players. First and foremost, let's take a look and see how the guys did this year. Overall regular season, we'll establish. Oh, one second. I actually forgot to open something. Hold up. I'm going to go here. Open that link in a new tab. And watch this. Because we're going to go over the AHL too. Second. I'm going to do a couple more things here. And then you guys, I'm going to show you some tangs. Alright, first and foremost, let us take a look at the New York Rangers regular season statistics. So, plain and simple. Plain and flipping simple. We do not have a standout scorer. That is made so apparent it's not even funny. Granted, Nash, Grabner, and Hayes all scored over 20 goals. That's great and all. But, good teams have 30, 40 goal scorers on them. The Rangers haven't had that since Nash got hurt and Gaborik decided, hey, I'm going to let my shoulder destroy my career. So, first and foremost, Matt Zuccarello, we'll give him, I don't want to do it like this, but I'll do it anyways. We're going to do season grades in terms of statistics, nothing else other than statistics. We won't look at their individual play that we've seen in the games, because you know how that'll go. First and foremost, Matt Zuccarello, 59-point year. He played 80 games at the age of 29 years old. Let's take a look at Matt Zuccarello. Is this a successful season for Matt Zuccarello? Yes, I'm gonna give him a grade of an A, because he's just Zuccarello. Yeah, we'll look at the posting after. But a regular season grade, I'm giving him an A. Nearly had 60 points. 44 assists is not an easy feat, so I'm giving him an A. And he only had 26 penalty minutes this year, which is a damn miracle. JT Miller. 56-point season, 22 goals. Now, I'm gonna give him a B. No, I'll give him an A. Because one, it's a step up from last year, but only in the assist total. He had the same amount of goals that last year that he had this year. That needed to go up drastically this year, and it did not. Derek Stepan, what am I giving him this year? Well, let's take a look at what he did last year. In 9 less games, last year he only had 2 less points. The year prior to that, he had the same amount of points in 13 less games. So I'm giving Derek Stepan a C this year. He didn't hit 40 assists. He did not hit 20 goals. We need that out of a first-line center. That's a must. And I don't want to hear he's a good two-way center because he's really not. He lost a lot of faceoffs this year. Chris Kreider, I'm giving an A. He had 28 goals this year. He finally broke out with his goal scoring. He's been stuck in the early 20s. He had 17 that year. Finally hit 50 points. He near damn hit 30 goals. Chris Kreider's getting an A this year. He did great this regular season. Ryan McDonagh is getting an A, no doubt in my mind. Best defenseman on the team. Michael Grabner is getting an A++. Strictly based off the fact that we signed this guy. He's making like 1.4, 1.5 a year. And he netted us 27 friggin' goals. If that's not a steal, then I don't know what is. He could have easily scored 30, but towards the end of the year, he kind of tailed off a little bit. That's okay. Brady Shea, A++. The kid, basically a 40-point rookie campaign. All right? He was chewing top minutes. He was shutting down the top guys in the other team. Brady Shea gets an A++. Rick Nash, I'm giving him a B. I'm giving him a B. I really want to give him a C, but I'm giving him a B. Because he did put up 23 goals. He played basically the entire season injured. But 38 points is not attractive, even if it's only 67 games. He needs to score more. He has all the tools to be. a great goal scorer still, and nothing's going his way. Granted, don't really have a set-up center for him, and you kind of need that for a good goal scorer. Mika Zibanejad, I'm going to give a B. I expected a lot out of him this year, and he was really good in the beginning of the season, but he got hurt, and that brought down his grade because he completely tailed off after he got hurt. The second half of Zibanejad's season was god-awful. I think they might have rushed him back a little too quick, and it stunted his growth. It definitely stunted his growth. Nick Holden, I'm giving an A. We brought this guy in for a 4th-round pick, and he put up 34 freaking points. A career year in every statistical category, goals, assists, and points. So, N plus minus, too. I should add that there, N plus minus. So, that's a great year for Nick Holden. Great year. I don't care how poor his defensive play was at times. Nick Holden had a phenomenal year. You cannot deny it. Jimmy Vesey, I'm going to give a C. Granted, it was his rookie year, yes. He played 80 games. Guys, he only put up 16 goals. And only 27 points. You expected a lot out of this kid, especially with how much free agent attention he was drawing in. I'm giving him a C only because... a C+. I'll give him a C+. He could have had a much better rookie year. It was hard for him. There were times when Jimmy Vesey would look like this kid's going to be something. And there were other times where he looked, just quiet. A quiet goal scorer. We need him to be better next year. But, rookie year, I thought he had a good rookie year. C+, statistically speaking. Jesper Foss, I'm going to give a B. Last year he had 30 points. This year he only had 21, so it is a step down. He did good on the 4th line, but there were times where he had a couple brain farts. But otherwise, Foss, quietly good player this year. Pavel Buchnevich, it's hard to give this guy a grade at all. I'll give Buchnevich a B. My favorite Ranger. The kid, unfortunately, plagued by injuries to start the season. He was point per game for the first 8 games. He had 10 points in his first 8 games. And then he got hurt, and he was playing through injury throughout the entire season. At times, he looked like the most dominant player on the ice. AV short-shifted this guy way too often. Him playing 15 minutes a game is not enough. I guarantee you, if he would have played more than 15 minutes a game, more than 12 minutes a game even, because that's what he was playing. More than 15 minutes a game, this guy, 40, 50 points. If he played an 82-game season, 40, 50 points, maybe even 60. He played unbelievable lights out this year. He did great, but because he was injured, because he was getting short-played, only 8 goals, I got to give him a B. Oscar Lindberg, I'm giving him an A this year. He really took over that 4th-line center role very, very well and came in very clutch in the regular season. Brandon Pirri, I'm giving a D. He started off the year great, and then he trailed off. They boasted his shot, and he couldn't hit the freaking net for most of the season. So Brandon Pirri's getting a D. Dan Girardi's getting an A. I'm giving him an A because if you compare his stats this year to last year and the way he played in the regular season, that is most certainly a humongous jump. And if I'm bouncing it off last year, then yes, that is a huge jump from last year. Because last year, he actually sucked. This year, he was a +8. He played important minutes, but not too many minutes. He was very physical. One of our better defensemen in the playoffs. Dan Girardi's getting an A just based off of this year compared to last year. Kevin Klein's getting a C. Did not look very... yeah, he's getting a C. Didn't look that good this year. He was not the Kevin Klein I recognized. He, plagued by injury. His spot was definitely taken by Brendan Smith. Klein got old fast. Adam Clendenning, I'm going to give him a B. He did what he had to when it mattered. I don't think he's an everyday player yet, but he's a good player nonetheless. Mark Stahl's going to get a C. He did a lot better than he did last year. No, I'm going to give him a B. Because, Mark Stahl played a lot of good shutdown minutes this year. It's just he was put in positions to fail most of the season. But I'm going to give him a B just based on the fact that he was much better this year than he was last year. 10 times better. Matt Pumple, I'm going to give a C. Didn't stand out. He was just there. I don't see him coming back next year. We'll see. Maybe on a minor league contract. I don't see him sticking around the NHL much longer. Brendan Smith, I'm giving a B. He looked very, very, very good at times. But what's making me not give him an A is that he had some times where, could have looked better at certain points. But, I'll give him a fair B. B+. Very close to an A. Don't shred me for that. It's the damn truth. I would love to give him an A, but I think B plus is fair. And the reason I say that is we gave up in this. Here's the thing. Here's the real reason behind me not giving him an A. We gave up a second and a third round pick for the guy, and he had 8 points if you combine his points in the playoffs, and he played like 20 something games, 30 something games. That's not second and third round pick worthy. Steven Kampfer, I'll give him a B. C. He did what was required, nothing more, nothing less. Tanner Glass, I'm giving a B. Ignited the team in the playoffs, but he's not the greatest player. He can only do so much. Josh Juris, I'm giving an F. A failed experiment, if I've ever seen one before in my life. Marek Krivik, I'm giving an F because he wasn't able to stick with the team. Did not look good, often invisible when he did play. Antti Raanta's getting an A+. Played excellent this year when we needed him to be. He's going to be a great goalie somewhere someday. Lundqvist, I'm giving a B for the regular season. He looked very human in the regular season this year. Dylan McIlrath, F. Nieves, I'm giving a D. He didn't look bad. I don't think he's ready for the NHL yet. Taylor Beck, D. Hellberg, F. Jensen, F. D. He looked good, Jensen, but he didn't put up any points, and we need him to score. That's what we got him for. We traded for him. So that's the Rangers' regular season grades. Now let's take a look at the Rangers' postseason grades. See who performed in the playoffs and who didn't. We'll go again in point order. Excuse me. Okay. Postseason grades, playoffs. Mika Zibanejad, A+. The kid came through when it mattered. He played excellent in the playoffs. A couple of brain farts here and there, but he did excellent. Matt Zuccarello, I'm giving a B. He might have had 4 goals. Granted, that's only a goal every 3 games. No, is it every goal every 3 games? 4. Yeah, it's a goal every 3 games. So it's not awful, but definitely not A-worthy. McDonough's getting an A. He's just ridiculous. Look at his average time on ice. I'll give Zuccarello an A too. Look at the average time on ice. 27 minutes a game. That's unbelievable. Michael Grabner is getting a B for the playoffs because there was one game against Ottawa where he could have made the last clear, couldn't get the puck out. Ottawa tied it and won in overtime. Jesper Fast, A+ in the playoffs. He played phenomenal in that fourth line. Did great. Jesper Fast was dominant in the playoffs. Derek Stepan's getting a C in the playoffs. Couldn't win a goddamn faceoff to save his life. Only 6 points for your number one center. 2 goals in 12 games for your number one center is disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. Ridiculous. Brady Shea's getting an A. 4 goals in the playoffs as a defenseman. Rookie defenseman, I might add. Also logged that little time and put up that many goals. I wish he would have played more in the playoffs. And he was a +6 at that. Rick Nash, I'll give him a C. Your best goal scorer's got to score more than 3 goals in 12 games. Jimmy Vesey's going to get a B because he looked very good in the playoffs. He looked more dominant in the playoffs. Chris Kreider, F in the playoffs. Again, your best goal scorer in the regular season only put up 3 goals. Really? Only a +1? Really? No. I'm giving him an F. An absolute F in the playoffs. He failed to produce in the playoffs. Yeah, I'll give him a D. Because the F's belong elsewhere. Lindbergh, A. Holden, B. Glass, A. Smith, A for the playoffs. Because he was ridiculously good in the playoffs. Absolutely ridiculously good. F. JT Miller and Kevin Hayes are both getting big fat Fs for the playoffs. Not a single goal between them. 6 points in a combined 24 games for them. That is disgusting. These are 2 better scorers on this team right here. Put up a combined 6 assists, not a single freaking goal. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Dan Girardi, I'm giving a B in the playoffs. Kevin Klein, I'll give him he can't grade him. C and D for Mark Stahl. Playoffs. Now let's take a look at goaltenders. Obviously, only one goaltender. Let's show you here. Boom. A+ for Henrik Lundqvist. He played great in the playoffs. Didn't have a defensive team in front of him to help him out. What a shame. He did get a shutout in the playoffs. That is very impressive. And there is no need to look at that ever again. Now, that's the Rangers, that's the NHL club. Now let's look at the minor league and give the minor league guys some grades here, okay? Nicholas Jensen, A+ this year. A+ in the minor leagues. Put up 30 goals, a humongous jump from last year. Played great last year, but better this year. This kid next year is going to be pushing for a spot. He won't get it, but he's going to push for it. Marek Krivic is going to get a B. At the age of 25, he's had plenty of experience in the AHL now. He should be a point-per-game player. Only put up 16 goals, so cannot give him an A. Adam Tambellini, I'm giving a D. Last year, he nearly put up 20 goals. We expected a big jump from the kid this year. You know, NHL prospect talent here, and only a 40-goal year. Not 40-goal year. Only a 13-goal year, 35 points. That is not good for Adam Tambellini. So he's getting a D. Justin Fontaine, not grading him. He's not on the team. Matt Bodie, not grading him. He's not on the team. Ryan Graves, A+. Great year from Ryan. I got to watch him in Hershey. Played an excellent game. He will be a good NHL defenseman one day. Matt Carey, I'm giving him an A. 21 goals out of this kid. Did not expect a lot out of him. I don't think anybody did. He had a great year. Great year. Chris Brown, give him a C. That was required. Could have done a lot better. John Gilmore, I'm giving him an A. His first professional hockey season. In the AHL, logged top minutes with the Wolfpacks and netted 25 points. Good year. Stephen Fogarty, I'm giving him a C. Expected a lot more out of this kid. Expected a lot more. Phil McRae, I'm giving a C. Did what was required. Nothing more, nothing less. Stephen Kampfer, A+. Chris Nieves, I'm giving him a D. I'm giving him a C, actually. A C-. Could have scored a lot more. Expect a lot out of this kid coming up in the future. He started off the season very hot in the AHL and then just cooled off. Taylor Beck, I'm giving him an A. He did excellent in the minor leagues when the Wolfpack picked him up. He definitely ignited the team to perform a lot better. Tanner Glass, C, B, C, whatever the hell. Paliota, I'm giving him a B. Did what was required and more. Michael Jolly, I'm giving him a C. Young guy, stepped up good. I'm giving him a B+. Stepped up this year, did very good, 12 points, 28 games at the ripe old age of 21. Ripe young age, I should say. Kid definitely has a future. Did excellent. Yeah, look at his ECHL stats. He'll be a good AHL player. Might one day make a case to play in the NHL, but right now, good AHL guy. Chris Summers, giving him a B. Chris Summers, you know all about this kid. The guy's a beast. Didn't get any NHL time this year, but you know. Robin Kovacs, his first full professional year. I'm going to give him a B. I watched him play, and he might not be putting points up on the board, but stick handling around a lot of guys. Definitely gets a lot of chances, just failed to convert often. But what really showed me this year is the fact that he was able to play a 3-zone game, surprisingly, because a scouting report on him was he's not a good defensive player. He played very good defensively this year. He played a great two-way game out of Robin Kovacs. Daniel Cantanaki, give him a B, did all right. Malte Stromwell, giving him a C. I mean, he could have done 10 times better than what he gave us. Buchnevich, A+, I guess, 5 points in 4 games. Ty Ronning, I'm giving him an A. 7th round pick last year. Found his way in the AHL this year. Put up 5 points in 12 games. On a shitty Wolfpack team that I'm pretty sure finished last in the AHL. A+ for Ty Ronning. Vince Pedri, A+++. This kid, when the Rangers signed him, people were skeptical. Like, you know what? He's not going to be good an NHL defenseman. He just doesn't have it in him. 5 assists in 9 games in his first professional season. Just came in at tail end of the season. He put up great numbers. A++++. People did not expect a lot of this kid. He did great. Tommy Hughes, C. At the Oxenden, B. I wish he would have been in the league more. He was mostly in the ECHL this year. Not grading. F. I'm giving him an F because he... Actually, I'll give him an A because he went over to the SHL and he did very good. Noonan, F. Because he couldn't... F, F. C. B. F. B. F. F. F-, F. And those are my AHL guys. And there were not really many guys that are going to make a case for the NHL this year. So, we're here. All right. Now, I'll put this over here. Okay. Now, let's take a look at the New York Rangers offseason coming up. I wish we got this video right now. I apologize I'm yawning so much. I was up very late last night. I apologize. A lot of work. All right. So, first and foremost, the Rangers are going into this offseason with $9.2 million in cap space. That is not nearly enough to sign Zibanejad, Fost, Lindbergh, Clendening, Smith, and expecting to pick somebody up in free agency. So the Rangers got to shell out caps. They got to shell out some of these guys this year. Someone's got to go. Mark Stahl, find a way to trade him. Don't fucking buy him out. You buy him out as an 8-year buyout. That is rough. Retain as much salary as you have to, but get rid of him. Dan Girardi, I wouldn't mind seeing stay another year, but if you got to buy him out, you got to buy him out. Kevin Klein, convince Vegas to take him. Por favor. Get him out. Nash, keep. Step on, explore trades. Keep. Explore. Try to keep. Let go. Let him go. I don't know what people's fascination with periods, but he's got to go. It was not a good fit. Pumple, minor league guy. Keep. I want them to keep him, but it's not looking like it. I think Tanner Glass is going to retire, guys. I don't see him lasting much longer. Kind of like Carcillo. And Lindbergh, you got to keep him, obviously. And now in the minor leagues, definitely keep. Try to keep. Let go. Try to keep. Let go. Try to keep. And try to keep. Okay, and that's that. Now, let's take a look at buyouts. First and foremost, let's take a look at the Dan Girardi buyout. Here's what we're doing here. You buy out Dan Girardi this year, you save $2.8 million in cap space. Here's the deal. Girardi's got 3 years left. You buy him out, it's a 6-year buyout. That means you're feeling this for 6 fucking years. 6 years of pain. Absolute pain. So, I don't know. Would it be worth it? Maybe. Or maybe not. We'll see. Mark Stahl. Now, Mark Stahl's a hard buyout. Because that is a fucking 8-year buyout when his contract expires in 4 years. And you could just trade his ass. Alright, Mark Stahl actually does have trade value. He's a valuable player at a reasonable price if you retain salary. So that is the Mark Stahl buyout. Now, we're going to open up here. We're going to go to Google. Important NHL dates 2017. Check this out now. You know what? NHL expansion. The expansion draft, meaning when we find a team, is June 21st. When does the expand? Alright, you know what? Forget this. Anyways, the expansion draft it starts at 12th. That's when they pick the players, and we don't know the team until 21st. So we have the 12th until the guys figure out their shit. Now let's take a look at the Rangers prospect pool. I made this the other day on Cap Friendly. Alright. So, first and foremost, I want to talk about a kid named Vladimir Tkachov. He was the KHL Rookie of the Year. And he actually almost signed with Edmonton a couple of years ago, but the NHL avoided the contract. The kid is dynamite. He will be a very good NHL player. Now, here's the deal. The Rangers invited him to work out with the team this offseason, and he accepted. Let us see if the Rangers cannot get a contract out of this kid, because he was the KHL Rookie of the Year. Had a great season. Very, very impressive season. Now, there are 2 Vladimir Tkachovs. Make sure you find the right one when you look him up. Let's take a look at the prospect pool, and I counted NHL players. So, on the left, you got Buchnevich, VC at the top 2, obviously. And you got Gropp, Liedall, Hrivik, Pumple, Beckia. These guys, from Hrivik down, do not matter. Lead Hall, I'll just show you Lead Hall. Dawson Lead Hall. Okay. So let's take a look at this kid. The Rangers just signed him. He has very good hands. He's got a quick release. And he's a big boy, baby. The kid is big. He can score. He played on a very good team this year, granted. But I got all the confidence in the world that this kid's going to be a good depth NHL player one day. I could actually get rid of this. In the middle, I have Nieves first, Lettieri second. I'll show you Vinny Lettieri. There are 2 T's, aren't there? There it is. Very good in the University of Minnesota these past couple of years. He had a rough start there, but otherwise been good. Played in the Wolfpack, didn't do great to start with the Wolfpack, but I think he'll be a good NHL player one day. Tambellini, and then I got Gabe Fontaine, Brad Morrison, I believe the Rangers released, Daniel Bernhardt, and Stephen Fogarty. The Rangers have very good defensive center depth in their prospect pool. Yeah, the prospect pool is definitely on the rise. And I got Kovacs, Tkachov, Tim Gettinger, Jensen, Ronning, Stromwell, and Chappie. If Tkachov signs, he's automatically the Rangers' best prospect and immediately jumps over Kovacs. Goaltenders, I got Cheskin 1, Halverson 2nd, Husker 3rd, Nell, Wall, and Skapsky. Skapsky was the best, but he dropped off. I don't know why Nick Holden is on this team. Just ignore that. I got Shea, Barry Glazov, Day, Gilmore, and Vince Pedri on the left. All great prospects, all NHL bound one day. Neil Pionk, Graves, Anderson, Rand. That's the thing. Every Rangers prospect on defense right now, you can almost guarantee will be in the NHL in some fashion or another one day. All phenomenal freaking prospects. The only one I can see who might not make it is Ryunanen or Zaborevsky, but they both played phenomenal this year. Rangers prospects pool is very good. Very good. You don't have any crazy guys like Clayton Keller or Tyson Jost down there, but the prospect pool is filthy. Now, let's take a look at upcoming free agents, guys who the Rangers should take a look at. First and foremost, RFAs. If I'm the New York Rangers, I'm looking at an RFA to sign this offseason. If I'm going to offer sheet somebody or try to obtain somebody's rights, I am looking at... Let me just find them. He had a very poor year. Sam Bennett. And I'll show you why in a little bit. That is the only RFA I'm looking at. Now, UFAs. Pretty much nobody. To tell you the absolute truth. Besides Kevin Shattenkirk. I don't really see any guys here that are going to fit in that good. Now, I broke this down. I made a little team right here. Don't account for Martinson because he was just recently signed to an extension by the Montreal Canadiens. But I made a team here, that I would like to see going into next year. Now, I signed Shattenkirk. Nilsson's our new backup. I kept all these guys. Boom, you see Sam Bennett right there. And I made it so Tkachov signed in the NHL. Now, right here, we pay Vegas to take Kevin Klein cap space. Now, here we go. This trade, obviously, is unrealistic. The Rangers are offering way too much for Sam Bennett, but this website's kind of gnarly sometimes. People get angry, so I just overextended it just a little bit. In reality, it would just be Hayes and Ronta for Sam Bennett. Maybe a second-round pick in there. Now, here's why. The Hayes will give, they'll give Calgary the scoring center they need. Rangers don't need that. They need a good young two-way center. Sam Bennett is that guy. He's very fast, too, at points. We don't need Ronta. He's got enough trade value. You can hold on to Holden in the first-round pick, to tell you the truth. Then you trade with Carolina. You get Justin Falk for Stepan and Tambellini. You guys can pause the video and read what I wrote here. It all makes sense. You just got to read it. And right here, I got Mark Stahl being traded for Kari Lehtinen. Stars open up with this trade. What is it? They open up a mil, 1.2 mil with that trade right there. And we buy out Kari Lehtinen. And this is what the team would look like. It would go Kreider, Zibanejad, Buchnevich. That's the first line. I love that line. Nash, Bennett, Zuccarello. VC, Miller, Tkachov, Grabner, Lindbergh, Foss. You got Nieves and Martinson on the bench. Defensively, you got McDonough, Shattenkirk, Brady Shea, Justin Falk, Neil Pionk, and Barry Glazov. Girardi is your extra. Now, obviously, Barry Glazov and Pionk are not going to be a pair together. You would probably drop either Shattenkirk or Falk down to the third pair, move one of these guys on the second pair just to even things out. And I think that would be one of the most dominant defensive cores in the league. And they got Lundqvist and Anders. Nilsson doesn't necessarily have to be Nilsson. I just need to sign somebody. So let's take a look here at Neil Pionk, and I'll tell you why he will be in the NHL this year, along with Alexei Barry-Glazov. And if they don't make the NHL, they will most certainly be there at some point. Neil Pionk is 21 years old, and he's a freaking tank. That sums him up. Look at those stats. And University of Minnesota boy. Excellent. And we'll go Alexei Barry-Glazov. This kid was a top 4 KHL defenseman on a decent team. Put up good minutes. 6'4", 192. That's what I like the most about him. Only 23 years old. He reminds me of a player from the NHL, the New York Rangers 1993-94 team. I'll show you who that is. Because Barry Glazov's a big boy. He's young. He's a rookie. He just reminds me of this player in a nutshell. And I'll pull him up for you. Alexander Karpovtsev. Big boy, was not physical. put up good KHL numbers, for the most part. Better defensively than he was offensively. Offense came later for this guy. But very similar to Alexander Karpovtsev, if I'm comparing the two. And yeah. Now, realistically, what are the Rangers going to look like next year? Not much different than they did this year. Do not get too excited, guys. I don't expect the Rangers to do a whole lot this offseason. The expansion draft's going to be rough. Unless you can pay Vegas to take Kevin Klein, you're going to lose a really, really good player, and that's just that. And yeah, that'll do it, people. Until next time, thank you, everybody, for watching my review. I hope you all enjoyed watching it because I really enjoyed making this one. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I will see you all in the offseason. Peace!